I'm always all about taking shit to the next level. And that's really what we're going to do when we're going to launch our interview series, Room Service Diaries.
That's the couch that they fell into in Get Out.
What are you expecting out of this interview with Brian and Luke?
I don't know, man. Just go and get excited about it, you know? I'm ready, man. Yeah, let's do this. How you doing, guys?
The champ is
How
here.
are you?
Brian Campbell, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Hi, Glover. Luke Thomas, how are you?
Try the Brazil now,
Yes.
you know? Yeah, they are.
But dude, in Europe, they all say Rodrigo.
Like his name is Rian. It's like Royce.
Voice, right?
Royce Grace, not Royce.
We're about 60 seconds out.
So much Connecticut up in here in the MK as Morning Combat hits you. Episode 1 of Room Service Diaries, Brian Campbell, Luke Thomas. And how about the king of Connecticut, the light heavyweight champion of the world, Glover Teixeira, pulling up a spot on our beautiful vintage couch right here. But Glover.
How excited are you to be on a show you've never heard of? It's great, right?
Hey, man, yeah, great to come over here expecting whatever, you know?
It's like expecting professionalism,
whatever
but you know.
comes. It might
That's
be,
right.
You know, got to be prepared.
That's right.
Glover, to get a chance to sit down with you in any situation is great because you're a wise man. You've done it the hard way. You've done it the long way. You've got one of those blue collar stories that we can all connect with. But like, damn, man, like they should make a movie about this pretty soon. I mean, this is like you've always been great once you got to the UFC and been very elite. But the way this has gone down at the end of your career, it's got to feel like a fantasy, man.
Yeah, man, it feels great. You know, I don't know how wise I am because it took me that long. You know what I mean? To get it right. But finally, we got something going, and I'm happy. I'm happy with everything that's going on right now.
How did you feel the morning after you won the championship?
That night, I saw the sunrise in the balcony of my
You never
my
went to
hotel
sleep?
room. Well, I never went to sleep. No, we because they you know, with the hotel is locked down
right.
at Abu Dhabi, so. And they have like 2 o'clock in the morning, they was gonna close the bar. But they say, hey, are you coming down to eat? If you are, we're gonna
Is here.
yeah,
Come on.
we're gonna keep the bar open and like say, yeah, we come down. So they open till like 6 in the morning and I went to my hotel room, we saw the sunrise and man, it was incredible.
Okay, what does the champ drink? Right now you're in training camp. You got a big fight coming up. You know, we got some beverages of mysterious
Yes, and
behind the
Glover
sticker
has
back.
one, to be clear, but there's
Glover
no
is,
booze. There's no booze.
Is H2O right there. But when the champ has his moment, what's the drink of choice there?
To be honest, at that time, man, at that day, it didn't care. Well, you know, whatever is gonna make me, you know, get crazy, and it was just too happy, man. It's funny. As I walked down, Andre Alaska was there sitting down,
Yes.
and was a bottle of whiskey in front of him. He just like pounded like drinking a beer. It was pretty cool, you know. The Russian crazy. I say, you have a beer there? Can I have a sip of that beer? And then we start there. It was a fun time.
But do you get like caught up in the like I don't want to say nostalgic, but like the magic of I'm the champion. I've literally got this huge, amazing world title that I can put on a shelf, or I can walk around naked if I want to with it on. But like, I know like you work hard and you stayed in the game because you always wanted to prove that you could be the best. But do you like once in a while pick that shit up, put it over your shoulder, and be like,
I did
motherfucking
that.
right?
I
You
did
know what
that.
I mean? Do you get into that element of it? Like you're like a king now, you know?
No, I never. I like to put I like to kind of look at sometime and I say this bell is damn beautiful, you know. But like, yeah, don't do that. Not kind of guy they're gonna look in the mirror and stuff like that. But it feels good, like when people ask, hey, can I take a picture with the belt? And we put the belt on.
What does the belt mean to you, though, when you look at it? Like, what is it symbolic of?
Yeah, what do you see when you look at it?
Yeah, it's my whole life I work towards there, you know. My whole life in MMA career, you go in and you think of being the champion of the world, UFC, you know, champion. Every kid dreaming. See my nephew right there. He's just doing his dream is to be UFC champion. He look at the belt and he's saying the same thing. You know, oh man, that's really cool. You know, to have those. So it's kind of like his accomplishment. You know, it's everything's like, yeah, it's more than just belt and it's just like man, I accomplished something that I put my mind into 20 years ago that I work hard for, and it's you know, and I realize how hard it is, how it molded me to be a better person, to be a better everything. That belt it's not just champion of the world, it's make me who I am today, because for me to get it, I need to learn so much things. It's not about just training and fighting like we think, party hard, train hard, fight hard. But isn't just about that, situations that you got to dig deep, you got to find out who you are,
Yeah.
and the situations that I come, Jon Jones. First situation before I come here,
I mean, you had to wait out just to get into this country and fight.
exactly.
What probably felt like your physical prime, like you're giving it away, just waiting for your
Let's
chance.
set the context here, if I may, Glover. There was a lot of hype for you in the American market because for a time you had a win over Sukaju, who had made a big splash in Pride. But it was, even though the Sukaju win was in Lemoore, California, I believe with either WEC or some other promotion in the area, you had to go back to Brazil, and it was always told to us that it was visa issues that were keeping you out. Can you tell us specifically what had happened where you had to go back to Brazil and you couldn't come back?
Well, I come here illegally, through Mexican border, and
Well, let's back up a step. How'd you do it?
Yeah, how
How
scary,
did you get
freaking
here?
Scary is that story? I mean,
scary,
come on.
yeah. Well, from my hometown, a lot of people, Valadares, a lot of people come from Mexico. I mean, through Mexico, you know what I mean? Because they have all these connections. The guys have connect because nobody get a visa. So it was a dream. The kids in Valadares at that time is to come over here, through Mexico, make a living, go back and make a little money, invest, buy a house, buy a car. Some of them buy a car, come back again because they get, because it's an illusion, you make this money, but then you don't know what to do with it. You're gonna come back. But like that was my thing. I say I want to go to United States, and I was 19 years old, 18, 19 years old. I jump in this journey with a couple guys, and we cross. Come to Colombia, all these countries, and we cross the border, Mexico.
Did you fear for your life during that time?
I was, man, I was 19 years old, man. I was like
Invincible.
more like, adventure. I'm into adventure, like this kind of stuff. Like, not really fearing it, for me, I didn't have any situation that I have to fear my life, But it was dangerous. Overall, it's dangerous, You in the hand of you don't know who is gonna cross the desert. You don't know this person, It's called coyote.
Yeah.
You don't know who you work for.
Right. And
what
they can
you
steal
do.
from you. They can.
Yeah, they can do whatever, man. You don't know. You just get in a soul. But again, I was too young to know. You know what I mean? So then I was too young to do that, and then I realized like what I wanted to do. I come to Connecticut and I see the opportunity. There's more opportunity where I come from. I was like, oh my God, this country, I can be a professional athlete, I can be a boxer. So I
What
started
had you
boxing.
done? What martial arts experience or sports experience had you have before at age 19 moving to Connecticut?
Nothing, zero. I did karate for like 2 months because the guy moved there, opened the gym. I stayed 2 months there, and he had to leave. But it was just like on my 12 years old. I literally was 2 months. And I have nothing, no experience. I just started with the boxing at 2001. And
Did you know? I mean, were you a tough guy? Did you handle yourself? Did you have to prove yourself? Growing up, you knew you could.
I was a big kid, I was a big kid in my school. I was really tall, really strong, farm guy, working the farm. So I didn't have to prove. I have a couple fights in school, but it wasn't much people like, trying to bully me. I have to prove myself or anything. Sometimes I fight with older guys, most of the time. Not nobody from my class wants to fight with me. I was the biggest kid, you know. But
So, but the reason you walked into a boxing gym is what? You just saw it and one
No,
day something clicked?
opportunity, right? I always like it.
Hmm.
I like the movies. I like Mike Tyson. I used to ask my dad to wake me up at 3 in the morning to watch Mike Tyson fights, you know, and watch Mike Tyson. But I think 93, right? I was 13 years old when he fought at Holyfield. It was like waking
96. Holy
96,
yeah.
15, 16 years old. So, all that, man. And I come over here, see the opportunity. And that's when I knew I made the mistake, you know. I was like, damn it, man. Now, all this opportunity to be a professional athlete, and I come
Because you
over
had
here
come illegally.
illegal,
So
you know.
so did they
And now
deport
I
you?
got, no, because I got married to American woman, and before when you get married, before 2001, you just apply and get a green card. You know?
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore because they changed the law. So I have to go to Brazil, have their waiver, and that take a long time. It take about like almost 6 years.
Wow.
6 years.
When you're
I fought Sukujo 2007, six,
Yep.
6, yeah, 6, and that's when I got called to fight in UFC. I talked with Dan White right there,
Yeah, it was in the WEC.
he was there.
So could you and
and he was there. He was there.
So how did the conversation go?
And I say, I wanted to, because Chuck told him, watch this guy. He's my jiu-jitsu guy. This guy's coming
you're
out.
talking about the Iceman Chuck Liddell.
Chuck
Yeah.
Liddell,
Yeah, and Chuck,
I mean, it could have been Chuck Mindenhall. It could have
Could
been.
have been. It could have been same age.
yeah, but Chuck Liddell was like, hey, watch this next guy that's coming in. He's my jiu-jitsu guy. And he was there like he watched these fights before, like he was doing a contender now. He kind of look it. Like
Scouting,
Dana White is looking for a fight.
Yeah.
And everybody, I remember he used to go on a show and people say, oh, Dana White's going to be there watching. So everybody wants to put it up a show, you know, because he's watching, you know, and he might take you. So I won, and I come to him, I shake his hand, I say, hey, man, I want to fight in UFC. And he say, I know your situation. Get your situation figured out, and we got you right in, man. We get you right in. So we talk with Joe Silva at the time, and Joe just say, hey, man, okay, we can't,
So how long-
You have to have
hire
papers.
you like that. You got to get, go get it. Go get it, and you get in.
But it's not that easy.
No. Yeah, it's not that easy, but you know, he was like, it was a situation that he's like, yeah, I can't do anything. You just gotta get a situation figured out.
So by the 6th year, you're back in Brazil, and you've waited and you've waited. You're still fighting there, still winning, by the way,
Yeah.
beating lots of good fighters. Was there ever a point where you're like, I don't know if this is gonna go? Did you ever not lose hope, but maybe start to get, this is not gonna be the life that I thought it was?
Listen, every tough time, right? It comes a flash in your head about, you know, some negative thoughts, you know. Things is like you're really thinking about it, you know, like any hard time that you go through, the day or this, oh shit, this traffic, I'm not gonna make that meeting, you know, you pass there, but then you're like, no, I gotta do it, you know. Of course, at the point there that I thought about it, I see my prime is going. I say, what's going on? Why? What's happening? You know, what's this? Why is happening that way? Why I'm missing this prime? And I'm such a good fighter because I knew how good I was by training with everybody. I trained with Chuck Liddell when he was the champ of the world, and I knew how I can handle myself with him, you know. And then I went to Brazil. I trained with everybody there. Lyoto, when he was a champion, he fought Shogun, and then he fought Jon Jones, you know. Training with everybody, Junior dos Santos, and it was just a message, like. But what kept me going is knowing how good I was, and like that I was gonna make some of it.
So what do you think you did with your time that you're waiting? You can't get into the UFC because you're waiting on your visa situation to get cleaned up and cleared up. Excuse me. When you look back, what did you build within yourself, or what did you gain during the time of waiting that you feel like maybe that was supposed to be that?
I lived this, man. I was just getting better and do the training every day like I am doing now, right now, you know. People think I'm like a 42 years old and I'm there in the gym every single day. You know, after my fight, I take a couple weeks off, you know, relax, rest my body. I'm back there helping, grinding.
The rent is due. That's what I'm talking about,
Grinding,
Glover.
doing the
Okay?
jiu-jitsu, doing the grappling, taking those guys down, doing the because Poitin was getting fight coming up, Wellington Turma was getting fight coming up. Those guys, and I'm over there sparring with them, do a round, you know, every day. That's what I did back then. That's what I keep doing now. Until the day that I'm retired. And I tell them the same thing. I say, the day that I'm retired, guys, it'll be the last day I do spar. Because I'm probably going to grapple, but spar, man.
You deserve to get pretty fat if you wanted to, Glover. Okay?
No,
you would
no.
have earned it by that
I
point.
think I like when I feel really good when I'm doing the camp. You know, I'm like eating the good food. And yeah, man, this is like, it's a lifestyle, like I say, you know, what teaching me this lifestyle. Because before, when I fought Jon Jones, when I met you, I was 250 pounds.
Yeah.
Because that was...
Oh, yeah?
That was about, we went to the Capitol building, it was like about 2 months, 8 weeks, maybe 9 weeks before I fought Jon Jones.
So what's this, 2013?
2014.
2014, yeah. And I was big, man. I used to get really big back then, but I find my diet, man, it felt really good. Stay slim, doing the bike, you know, bike ride.
Yeah, let me ask you about this then. So do you remember the day that you got the phone call or the notice that you were going to be able to go back to the States? And then how soon after you got that did the UFC make it work?
Yeah, I got the call in August, right after I fought Marvin Eastman at Bopi, you know, Choto, Brazil.
Yeah. Marvin the Beastman Eastman. I remember him.
Yes. Right after I fought him, I got the call, and they say, you interview, you set up, we interview set up, because my wife sent a letter, right, to the senator, you know, ask, you know, to help, and it was this paper, blah, blah, blah. And in August, they send a message, say, your interview set up for December 23rd. December 23rd is my wife's birthday.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, and there, after that letter that she say, you know, the crying that she did, because she was really angry and upset because, you know, we could have this life.
Right.
You know, champion of the world and give a better life. And I did everything right when I was here before. Even though I come here illegal, right away I got my tax ID number. Every work I did over here was paying taxes, you know, trying to do everything right, you know. Because I knew I made a mistake. I can't change this now, but I'm gonna do it right now. So they did that, and she's like, you know, and I knew, man. I knew because it was her birthday. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be this time. This time is no. And things was funny because things was already going good. Like when in Brazil, man, I struggled because I was there and I went to fight in Australia and this guy don't pay nobody. Me, Josh Barnett, Jeff Munsell, Pedro Rizzo, all those guys, we fought in Australia. And I went as a corner for Pedro Rizzo. Pedro fought Ken Shamrock that day. And then the guy say, hey, you want to fight? I got to fight for you. Because the guy that was going to fight 205, his opponent pulled out. So I make the weight, struggle to make a weight, and I did in 10 days, and I fought, and I won the fight, and the guy don't pay nobody.
Oh my God.
And then in Brazil, too, I was
You
having
can
hard...
still find him, Glover, if you look. I mean,
I'm over, man. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no problem, you know. Maybe he need it, you know.
Glover,
At that time, if I find him, I'll probably kill him. But
this point,
because
yeah, or maybe
it was $5,000 for me, I have nothing.
that's you know, eat or not to eat at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
No question. A million questions we can ask you each step of the journey, but how about you fight against a fighter from Chuck Liddell's camp? John Hackleman sees you.
Yeah.
he goes, wow, we should invite this guy in.
Yeah.
What's the first meeting like with Chuck Liddell at that
Oh,
point?
good
Because
question.
he's like, is he at that point the champion and the baddest man in the world when you joined that camp?
Yeah, no, he was about Tito was a champion.
But Tito was
a
Tito
champion.
was ducking him.
Yeah,
is the belief.
yeah. But he's the baddest.
So Chuck
man
was
in
the
Brazil.
people's
He was
champion.
already, he's already people's champion. Yeah, but while Chuck was there, I met him over there, take a picture with him in my first fight. I fought this guy, Eric Short. Eric Short is a good friend of mine. You know, now we become good friends. I went to the pit. So John, after the fight, it was second round fight. John come to my corner there and invited me to come over. And I didn't speak much English. Man, it was very bad. I barely have a conversation with him. But then I set up. I say next year, and then the next year, 2003, I think beginning of 2004, I went there for Chuck's camp. And
Was he intimidating? What was
first was John, right? John was more. I met John first, and he's really weird, toenails painting, I was like very shy, very like I don't know. But then Chuck come with his brother to pick me up, and Chuck didn't say a word. He just on his phone all the time. He's always texting. And next day we spar with him. I was nervous, man. I was like more nervous than I
So was
went
he
when I
testing
was
you?
fighting. No, he was texting. I don't know.
No, was he testing you?
Oh.
Was he trying to see whether you're tough enough to hang in that camp?
No, that's no. I don't. You talk Chuck? No, Chuck that's the way he is, man. He's cool as can be, man.
The damn Iceman. I got you.
Yeah, he's cool as can be, man. He's like he's just not a conversation guy, Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I was there. He's like, he was cool, He's when I come to his house, he's like, hey, man, mi casa es su casa, right?
Great.
Feel free at home and that's
it-
it.
so
And then he walk out. I never speak a word again. I was like, oh, okay.
And then you went and blew up at the bathroom. That's what happened after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was like,
If you don't meet Coach Ackelman and get that time in that camp, do you think you end up having the success you went on to have in the UFC?
no, because everything that happens is it is what happened.
Yeah.
It's because I'm here. I'll definitely be in a different situation. If you never have, but who knows? Maybe I don't know. It would be a different situation for sure.
But did you
Not
find
this situation.
right away that you could hang on that level? That when you went, and
Yeah, I have a lot of doubts in there, man. Because I left my job in Connecticut. Because the first time I went just to help Chuck. And then I come back. I got my money situation. Hard to make money. You save money. Went to California, different place. No,
that's a
speak
big
much.
commitment to make.
I
that
just
move.
got married with my wife in 2003, so I went over there in 2000, in the end of 2004, in the beginning of 2005. I moved out there, and it was the times, man. It was the times that I remember one time I laid down in the ring that we just trained with Chuck, and Chuck was like, so much better, in wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And I was very upset and start crying over there and take my hand wraps off. And I called my wife and I remember saying, oh, you don't have to worry about coming over here because I'm going back.
Wow.
I don't think I have on me to do this. But then in the drive home, I'm like, man, I'm 25 years old, If I don't do this now, if I don't try now, I'm going to regret it.
That's
I don't want to be 42 years old, but I say 40. I don't want to be 40 years old and think, hey, what if I had tried,
Yeah, you probably would have had this couch if you were
Yeah.
42.
Yeah, this would be a
and you'd
real
never
couch.
tried.
No, and the thing is like, because what I'm going back for to Connecticut, to landscaping. Fuck, I can do landscaping. I don't know if I can swear over it.
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah.
landscaping like when I'm 40, 50, I can do landscaping now, you know what I mean? So that's what I thought. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to stay. And I thought, I call her back and say, yeah, just pack up your things and come because
You had
you're gonna
nowhere else
stay.
to go though. That's a
Yeah.
monster life
Yeah.
decision right there.
It truly is. All right, so you finally make it to the UFC. Was it all you had thought it was going to be when the wind started rolling?
Yeah, November. when I got called for UFC, not for UFC, but for the thing in August, right after I fought Marvin Eastman,
Mm-hmm.
I had a fight in November with Rico Rodriguez.
Hmm.
You know?
Yep.
And
Rico Rodriguez, former UFC heavyweight champion.
everybody told me not to fight. Because I had already deal with the UFC.
Mm.
I had a deal with UFC before I went to Brazil. And I did 16 fights in Brazil and I didn't lost one. So I was like, I'm good to go. You know, I'm good to go. So they say, yeah, man, just wait and sign. But Chuck told me one thing. Say, man, you just got to fight everybody. Because if you lose with those guys that's out of UFC, what the hell you think you're going to do in UFC?
Wow.
You know?
That's good advice.
So beat everybody. And that fight, of course, November fight, if I lose to Rico Rodriguez, it could be, hey, man, no contract. But I say, hey, man, if I lose to him, what I want is the belt. And Jon Jones, I think, already have the belt when I went, you know. So I say, what I'm going to do looking for Jon Jones if I can beat Rico Rodriguez here, you know.
And of course, you beat him.
Went
You
over
did.
there, take the fight, won the fight. I was going to fight in January, actually. First fight in UFC Rio, but my hand was hurting. I didn't hurt in the fight. I hurt in the training. And then I couldn't fight. I fought in May. And yes, was everything I looking for, man. A guy told me in the bathroom one time, right a couple of weeks after I say I got my green card, you know, UFC sent the contract to me, we ready to go, and I was taking a shower, and the guy just pointed at me and said, hey, my friend, good luck in UFC. I know you're going to be there. I know you're going to be top 5 in less than a year. And 1 year I got, you know, I was fighting Ryan Bader for elimination for the title.
That's crazy.
1 year later.
See, the best inspiration comes in the
Yeah.
bathroom. I always say that. You know what I mean? I
That's
always
your.
say
But see,
that.
the problem is that's your only source of
Yeah,
inspiration.
Yeah,
that's the
That's a
difference.
good
Yeah.
point. Is Jon Jones lucky in hindsight you hurt your shoulder? I mean, did that eat at you for a long time that you got the title fight and you're facing the best of all time, in my opinion, Jon Jones? So who knows what that's going to happen, injury or not? But how much do you look back, you know, bittersweet in the years after going, man, that was my chance and I wasn't 100%?
Yeah, I definitely was really upset after the fight. You know, going from streak to win, like 20 some fights. Winning streak, most of them by finishing and thinking that I can knock this guy out or finish him. And knowing that how good he was and how tough, but, you know, finding tough guys. And when you're in that streak, you just think is positive. But like Jones was, you know, man, he's a different beast, man. He did well. He the way he fights, very defensive. He did it the great fight, and I, of course, I was upset weeks after, thinking like, man, gotta get back to the drawing board, you know, and go back and get the title again. And I never really give up, you know. From that time, I'm not a guy that keep thinking too much on what I could have done, what this is that happened. You know, he hurt my shoulder. I didn't fail. You know, it hurt my shoulder in the locker room. Like, for example, and then I fell and I hurt my shoulder. And then I'll be saying, hey, man, he was lucky. That was his time because I hurt my shoulder in the locker room.
Well, some people have to be fair. Some people have to lean on that excuse to.
No,
to
but
get
he hurt.
through,
He did it though. He did it, right?
He wrenched it to the
He
inside.
did it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's then like, what am I going to say? Well, it's like he, you know, like, what are you going to say? Like, the guys fight and you lose a fight. Oh, well, if my nose wasn't broken, my ribs wasn't broken.
Right.
Well, he did it. That's why he broke your nose. You know what I mean?
Well, we love that
yeah.
you look at it that way.
I always look at that way. And I say, just got to get better. And I never give up, man. I just keep going.
All right, when you say never give up, it's like it's one thing to get to the top of the mountain like you did against Jon, lose. Not everybody comes back and figures out how to be their best again. But you came back, won some big fights, lost a couple, but you suffered, you know, some of the losses, the knockout loss to Rumble Johnson, where I didn't know if you were going to be able to come back from that and still be an elite fighter again, because forget physically, just mentally, that can end any kind of invincibility of what's inside a man. That's as that's as tough of a loss as you can endure. How the hell did you get through it like nothing?
Yeah, and also let me add to that, of the losses that you have, the Jones one was the biggest one because that was for the title, right? But like, was that necessarily the toughest loss for you?
Yeah, toughest loss definitely Anthony Johnson, because the way the fight was, was I never been knocked out, and the fight was so quick, and it was one of those things, shit, that did happen to me, and it teaches you, but like at the same time, it teaches me who I am, It's like who you are is I read that in the book, right? You find out who you are when you know who you are not, and what I am, to come back from this and to like am I one of those warriors? Because I'm into martial arts, Miyamoto Musashi, all the meditation, all the focus, and the guys, I used to love those moves. The guys go to the mountains and they isolate themselves, they find them inside, find it in what's you warrior, and that's what I did, man. I was like, I didn't go to the mountains, but I still focus on it better and get better. I say, this is not gonna take away my drive.
That's some
my
Rocky
will.
Balboa shit. Like seriously, bro. That's that's some deep. Nothing's gonna stop me, no matter what. I'm just saying. I've seen a lot of great fighters that don't get to that.
Yeah,
point.
they don't do that.
They don't do that. They go,
No,
I'm
yeah.
fine being a celebrity now. I'll take a couple more fights. I'll put my money away. But you're like, you just never stop trying. Is really how you got to this position, right? You just never stop trying your best.
Yeah, man, I love to fight. I love to be in shape. I love the martial arts of the game. It's just the competition, and to fight over there, the big fights, the good fights, they go back and forth like Anthony Smith and Cutelaba, that I can come back, and how can I beat these guys?
Thiago Santos, I thought he had you
Thiago
done. Oh my
Santos,
God.
you know what I mean? Like I was like in the bottom there, like, oh man, the ref can. It's all thinking for me is like the ref can I stop this fight, because
I mean,
all
if
am
you lose,
afraid.
there's no title. There's no title
right.
if you lose.
How
there.
am I afraid when I get knocked down or getting hit by storm by those guys? Is like, oh, geez, I hope the ref don't stop this, too early, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. Sometimes, then I look at the fight and I'm like, oh, okay, it wasn't that bad. But when Thiago knocked me down, when I was in the ground, all I was thinking was like, oh my God, please don't stop this fight. Please don't, because all I can think is like, this guy come in and stop that fight, you know what I mean? But because in my mind, it was worse than I saw it, you know what I mean? Because I was kind of dizzy, because I fell down with a knockdown, and this guy come down, bah, 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 and I was just trying to hold up, And I was my mind like, okay, don't stop this fight.
Do you have flashbacks in that moment of like, cutting through Mexico to come to this country, or like, what do you think about in that moment to be able to dig that deep?
Just that fight, man. Just the fight. I don't think of much. Empty your mind. Bruce Lee say, empty your mind. Be water. Be relaxed. Be there at the present moment. This moment is there. It's not to think where you come from Mexico, I come to this, and I did this, and I did that. It have nothing to do. You identify with things that you did. Where you are is right there. You are right there. You're there. That body, that training, and got to figure it out in a fight. That's what I see in every fight is the moment. What can I figure out here? And nothing really, because... I don't know. I'm not afraid of nothing really in a fight. I'm afraid to get knocked out and like Anthony Johnson. Where's the fight?
Yeah.
If the ref is stop, I was fighting the ref in the ground.
Yeah.
Taking the ref down. If the ref would stop and say, hey, hold on a second. You want to fight again? Yes, I want to fight again. And he got
Started
knocked
up
out.
again right
If I
now.
get knocked out again, I say, you want to fight again? Yes, I fight. I want to keep fighting, because I think I can beat this guy. Even Jon Jones, I was like frustrated and trying to hit him, jumping, and trying to oh man, I gotta do a Superman punch over here and knock. Can you imagine? And then I was like, if I do a Superman punch over here and knock him out, it'd be crazy.
Dude, I gotta ask you an
Let me
interesting
jump-
question.
okay.
I was gonna just say about Jon Jones quickly. Is there any part of you? I know you're happy to be champion. You don't care who you have to beat to get it. But is any part of you wish it's like you did this redemption arc? You lost to Jon Jones for the title, then you come back and you win it back. But Jon's not in this division anymore.
Right.
Is there any like romantic side of you that wished he would be? It's a massive fight. It would be a story. You know, full
Yeah,
circle.
I mean, you know, John's. Like I say, I think Jon Jones. You say the right thing, all right? Jon Jones is one of the greatest of all time, and I believe that he is. But that, I always put Khabib in my book, right?
Yeah.
Because Khabib did it what he did, and he never scratched his thing. You know, Jon Jones did. You know. Jon Jones did his steroids and cheat a little bit, and people can say whatever, but that was a cheat, man. Whatever he was doing. So, you know, and maybe he's such a talent and such a great, and a lot of the fights I bet he didn't do because he can't do it anymore. And he's still winning, he's still fighting, but he did it, you know. So that's why I put Khabib on there. But I'm not, like I say, I'm happy with this. I'm gonna fight Jiri Prochazka now, and who knows, man? I'm living the moment, and if you one day it's possibility, me
He's
and
like,
Jon
I'm gonna
Jones.
YOLO at age
Who knows?
42, you know?
Well, how do you think? Just no one knows. I don't know. You don't know. None of
Yeah.
us know. But what is your best guess on how Jon Jones does at heavyweight?
Yeah, like we say, I don't know. We don't know, right? I think he come back with a strategy. With if you don't lose, of course he's gonna lose some of the speed, right? But he needs the power, the way he do things. I think he's gonna be a champ.
You think
I
he'll
think he's
wrestle?
gonna be a champ.
You think wrestling will be a big part of this?
Yes, his wrestling definitely gonna be a big part of this, for sure. Yeah, but like I say, it's the motivation. You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say if he's there. You know what I mean?
Because of like all the
It's for a lot of things. It's for a lot of things. You lose motivation for a lot of things. You lose motivation for a knockout like Anthony Johnson. People lose motivation. I tell people all the time. A lot of fighters don't come back. More than come back. More don't come back than come back. You know what I mean? More fighters than a winning streak like that. They get knocked out. The more fighters they don't come back from to be ever again the same fighter. You know what I mean? But like
But you're not just the same fighter. You might actually be better now.
although your style has changed,
Yeah,
right?
you're focusing, in my opinion, you know, on the basics, on the foundation, on the grappling, there's no holes in your game right now, and you're still a badass and you're tough and all that. But do you feel like my opinion is true that you might be better now than you were on the guy who fought Jon Jones, that area of your game?
well, the mindset is definitely better. You know, mindset. I'm like more focused now.
Let me interject here, if I may. Have you gotten everything out of the fight game you wanted? And here's what I mean. You said you wanted to be champion. You got it. The prize fighting, has it given you the money that you wanted? And also, maybe you don't care about it because a lot of fighters don't. Have you gotten the acclaim or the fanfare that you wanted as well?
I'm happy with everything that's happening to me. I wanted to be a champ of the world, and you know, it take me long enough, and I become a champ of the world. My life, I'm so happy with my life financial, man. I'm super happy. I am all set to retired in my last fight. You know, if I wanna,
That's
but
great.
I wanna keep fighting. I have my gym that's doing really good. I have some, you know, all the investments. I have a house in Brazil. I'm like, it's a simple thing. I live simple. You go to my house is not like, I didn't go crazy, man. I just live simple, and I just live nice, eating a good food. You know what I mean?
So you didn't win the championship
That's
and then buy a
important.
Ferrari the next
No.
year. You wasn't any of that.
I like to live a good lifestyle, you know. I like, people say all the time, like, you got to invest in this, you got to invest in that, you got to build a bigger gym, you got to do this, you got to do that. Say, hey, bro, when I'm retired, I want to work less.
Yeah.
Not more.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
thank you.
investing all my money right now. What the hell? I train and I fight it for 20 years, and now I invest all this money in real estate this, over here, gym over there in Utah, gym over here in New Jersey, gym in Connecticut. What the hell? You know?
But still, you see like a lot of fighters today, they do want to make money, and they might make some sound financial decisions, but they like a lot of the attention. They like a big following on social media.
Oh, I'm different, man.
I know, it just seems like
I
you
don't like that.
But is there anything wrong with that? It may not be for you, right? But when you see young fighters doing that, what do you make of that?
I think it's great. I think that's what the money is. I think it's great. I tell my nephew, I tell everybody, I tell all my students in the gym. I say, hey, man, be respectful, be polite. Don't but be funny, trying to do something. Yeah, get out there, man. Get out there, And like I say, I'm satisfied with what I do and what I am, because I really never care about this shit. So why do I complain? Why would I complain? Why would I complain that I don't have follows on Instagram, or I don't have a big fight? I never really care about this, so I never really put my face out there to make the big money. All right, I'm over there to fight and to be a champion, to be the best. And of course, by being the best, you're gonna make money automatically, right? You can, and you're supposed to boxing. That's what they don't have to sell much, but still, today is the selling. Today is the pay-per-view, right? Today is you put a boring fighter there, but right now, a lot of the boring fighters they talk, so we're still selling. They fight like shit, but they talk.
So that piss you off?
It pisses me off as a fan.
Yeah.
It pisses me off as a fan. I'm like, this fucking guy talk all this shit and didn't back it up. As a fan, yes. But as a business, I think he's doing the right thing. As business, I'm going to say, hey, man, he make his money.
Some people know how to sell. They know what they're doing.
He's making his money.
Your work
You know
is
what I
your
mean?
mouth. You speak with your game. And
It's all what do you do it for? What do you do it for? Hey, I do it for make money. I don't care if I cross the line. I don't care if people going to hate me. I don't care if I'm going to make 200 enemies. The people going to hate me for the rest of their life. I'm here to make money. And that's why beautiful. Beautiful. You here for that, you go after that. I'm here for the belt, and I'm here to bring the discipline of martial arts and the discipline as an athlete.
But there's
show
more
to the kids that I teach, to show to the people. That's what I'm here for.
But to be the complete master, you got to be all those things. And you got to stand for something, which you do, hard work and all that, determination. But you also have to be a killer businessman, negotiating contracts, fighting with
Yeah, but you can be a businessman without being an entertainer. Right?
True.
Entertaining with the fighting, but I'm saying entertaining outside.
I guess I wanted to ask, at what point in your career do you feel you finally began to understand the business and how, when it comes to negotiating or whatever you do with your money outside the game, you figured out how to compete just as hard on that side as you do in preparing to play?
Negotiation is we didn't really have a problems with UFC, and we just, me and my manager, we just talk back and forth. We always come out with agreement, man. Like I say, I'm happy with UFC give me for all those years and where I am right now in life, and just pray to continue to be like that. Getting, man, I just blessed. I can't ask for anything more, but I fight because I like, and like I say, now it's action, man. If I want a little toy, a little gift, and I go in there and get another fight and defend the title one more time. Put a little red thing on there,
Yeah.
Red
The little jewel on the belt.
Yeah. So for me, it's just there right now. It's like, win the title, I could retire, I could be, but hey, I'm doing good. I'm at the top of my game. I'm feeling good. I got to a point in my life that I know I kind of find the body, all right, how to work with my body, how to train the right time.
You're efficient. You're very efficient.
The peaking in the right time. I know how to do camp. After 45, take me long enough.
Let me ask the last question. Do you worry about brain damage long term? You sound great, but I'm saying in 10 years, 15 years?
Yes. I always worry about that for everybody in my gym. I don't like hard sparring. You know, I never all my students, they can never spar without me over there. I'm always gotta be there. Unless the fight team, of course, different, the professional fighters, and somebody's there, but like we all know. That's the main thing that I say. Because the main concern about the brain damage, we already know. We did this big talk a while back, right? 2014 is from training, from fight. Really, I mean, you take a guess, just engage and what's his he was there too, Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Chandler. He was there too, 2014.
Yep.
You take that fight, but it's a 25 minutes with the little gloves, and they got knocked down a couple times. But you look at guys like Justin Gage, right? You kind of, I've never see him train. I see him training here and there, but you kind of think like, is this guy go hard, spar? And he probably just put his face out there and spar like that. That's the dangers, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not here saying
Right, we're just
I
guessing.
don't know.
Yeah.
But the training, I think, is the biggest importance on the brain damage stuff. Of course, can happen in fight too. You know, everything can happen there, man. But I train very, very careful, very well. We don't need to go crazy. We just need that cardio up, man. Get those guys' faces.
It's working. I mean, you know.
When they can't breathe anymore, man, I'm telling you, they start freaking out.
Let's talk about Jiri Prochazka. So he's
He's dangerous as shit.
He's dangerous.
say.
I mean, here's what you say about Jiri, right? Athletic, strong, very talented, but he's weird as shit, and he's totally unorthodox. He's got this absolutely bizarre.
Puts his chin out.
Yeah, he'll put his chin out, and he throws weird strikes, like spinning back kick into Superman punching into all this. Assess him from your standpoint. What do you believe is the major challenge for you?
Is there, you know, is there his style to see the movement? Can we work a lot in my eyes? I have a good people work with that. You can see in my last few fights the way I'm rolling with the punches better, you know, and not getting hit clear like before. Before, just walk straight and keep going. But now moving a little more, working my eyes and working the timing for him. This is the main thing. But I look the fight a little bit. I look his fight, and I see, like I say, I see the openings that he does. When he strike, he leave the opening for some positions. And, you know, this is the main thing that I think the most difficult thing to deal with is probably like the style. But when you're patient, man, you see everything. That's the cool about martial arts, is how to adapt it to the style, you know. How am I adapted to that style?
Oh, he's going to take him downtown. He's going,
yeah.
right down to the
He
ground.
knows
You know,
that.
you see it in his
But you know,
Probably.
that's the thing. He knows that, but that's the thing. Like, when do you how much is gonna worry about that? And that's when the left hook came in. The over, you know, the right hand, and I mean, Blachowicz in the second round there, he started defending the takedown. Shumach and the left hook come in, and now he's like, oh shit, I gotta worry about the punches too. So those guys forget about it. They forget that I have hands too, and they're heavy.
Because
know?
you that's what I'm
I
saying.
know.
You rebuilt yourself to be
Yeah.
more dangerous or maybe more efficient.
I always
fighter,
have
but-
the power, knockout power. Now I have more like patience,
Also,
more
you're
relaxing
like, it
patience.
feels like now also you know how Demian Maia for a while just went to his striking and kind of forgot about his jiu-jitsu, and then he went all the way back to his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm saying you mix it more, but I do feel like your jiu-jitsu has been a much more forward part of your game the last few years. Striking, of course. But the Anthony Smith fight, for example, right? Or again, the Thiago Santos fight. Like, there's a lot of fights where like that was the difference maker, was the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, a lot of the guys don't like to train jiu-jitsu, you know? What I'm going to do? They don't like to train jiu-jitsu. They don't like to train wrestling, so they get tired. And they don't like to train jiu-jitsu because it's a hard sport. They get tired, and I do. I like to train jiu-jitsu. I train with those 20 years old guys, They try, and I have Caio Magalhães, Wellington Turma. Those guys, Caio Magalhães is one of the best jiu-jitsu
Former
guy
UFC fighter as well. Yeah.
Former UFC fighter, and his jiu-jitsu is high level, you know. And I'm telling you, one of the, I tell you, top 200 jiu-jitsu guys in the world right now. I'm talking about getting him over there with those big names, you know.
Right.
All those.
Who all's at your gym these days? So
Oh,
Pereira.
the amateurs, you know.
No, but
we
like
have a
the-
bunch of, but Pereira, Wellington Turma.
Yep.
Um,
UFC fighter.
Yeah, Caio Magalhães is my main. And I have two boxers. One is Fanelli Jr., he's professional boxer, heavyweight. Is my coach's son.
Yep.
The other one also my coach's son, 18 years old, heavyweight, amateur boxer. He's going to go pro. But those guys been helping me for my last few fights.
Sabino Mazo with you?
Sabina Mazo, she was there for the last fight, and she'll come back. She says she's gonna move to Connecticut.
Ah, okay. From California, or wherever
Yeah,
she is. Yeah.
She's in California. We looking for a place for her. She's gonna move to Connecticut.
Are you looking like, okay, you're obviously still looking to fight, no doubt about it, but do
Yeah.
you feel like you'll have a role as a coach for a long time when it's all said and done?
Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
No more
I want
landscaping,
to be-
coaching.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I put something over there. Even though I don't mind landscape, I actually like outside, but this is my passion. This is what I wanted to do, and I'm good at it. And I am gonna. Yeah, the coaching is definitely the next chapter.
I have to say, one thing as a media guy covering your career that's just been so refreshing, to be honest with you, is I never have to worry about Glover Teixeira. You know, Glover Teixeira pulled over for drunk driving. Nope, never going to happen. Glover
Oh.
Teixeira, you hear Glover's mean to the young people in the gym. Like, you know, you hear about certain fighters who
Nope.
beat up young. Dude, I've never heard a single, and you know this industry, it's full of snakes. I've
Scumbags.
never heard one person say a bad word about you. It's kind of remarkable, I have to
Yeah.
tell you.
Yeah, but this is like something that is just being like it's not what I say. It's not credit, right? It's just the way we should all be.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's not like people have to mention that a couple times. Like they give me credit for that, but that's not credit. This like the
Just
guys
normal.
this is normal. This is being a decent citizen. You know,
What is
a
so
decent man.
What is so great about Connecticut? I got to say, I don't really like
Let's go
Connecticut that much.
Let's do that.
I'm not a
shit.
big fan of. I don't hate Connecticut, but Hartford, kind of lame.
Okay, that's you can't
Well,
pick out
you
the
went
armpit.
to the city, you know. Like I like the country, man. I like the trees, the beautiful trees. Money is good, you know.
Okay, but here's the thing: you come from Brazil. Now, maybe I'm stereotyping, but I always think of like the Brazilian guys. They all end up in Southern California.
Yeah.
Half of them surf. The other half are in Florida. How'd you
I'm
ever
from
to
the- I'm
Connecticut?
You don't
Well-
know about that Danbury Brazil connection.
I guess I don't. I
Yeah,
guess
no.
I don't.
Portuguese or Brazilian.
Yeah, I'm from a country in Brazil, farm work. So when I come to
Sobrilha, I
Connecticut, Sobralia,
Sobralia.
a lot of farm work. No surfing for me. No, so I couldn't go to Florida or California. And over here they have a lot of landscaping. A lot of landscaping company, carpenter. So a lot of jobs, and I already knew people from my hometown that was there in Connecticut. I come to Connecticut. Got married. I went to California. I love California, man. My favorite place, San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, work.
That
the pit
is beautiful. But then I went to Brazil. My wife come over here, and then I come back. I was doing my fights, doing camp. To find where I was. I did a camp in California, Black House for Rampage. I did for Maldonado there, and I did a camp in Florida. Then I was like, after Jon Jones fight, I did the last camp in Florida, Jon Jones. After Jones fight, I opened my gym. I say, you know what? I'm 34 years old. I've been all over the world. I've been everywhere. I've been in like a Peter Arts school, train over there. I train with like, you name it. Go in Brazil.
Oh, in Holland, Peter
so
Arts?
many.
Yeah.
So many in Holland. We drove around Holland, trained with Pedro Rizzo and Minotauro and you name it. You name it, there's old school, and I train with. And I say, I'm going to open my gym. I asked Fanelli and I opened a gym in Connecticut. First was just a gym, just like a garage for me to train.
And Fernelli was a pro boxer, and he was your boxing coach, right?
Yeah, pro boxer from Connecticut. He retired. And then I asked him if he wants to coach me. He said, I don't know anything about MMA, man. I said, just coach me boxing, man. I'll get a guys for wrestling. And I just actually bring guys from Brazil, like King Mo went from one of the. I start bringing guys. I have a lot of, like I say, I have a lot of connection. I say I have all the connection. I can call people and they can
knows
come
a guy.
over here.
You know a
I
guy,
know the
yeah.
people, yeah. So, the first start coming, and then later on, keep people start coming to the gym. Like right now, I don't have to bring anybody anymore. Platan is there. Those kids grow up.
Right.
Like I spar with a kid now. He's 18 years old. But when I first called Fanelli to train me, he was 10.
Wow.
When I actually first run after Fanelli, his mom was pregnant with him, and now he's doing spar with
Now
me.
he's turning pro.
Toe to
Fanelli's-
toe.
Yeah.
He's a pro. He's gonna be pro boxer. He's 18 years old. I met Fanelli when his mom was pregnant of him.
We're
Now this
old,
kid
Glover.
is-
We're old.
Now this kid's kicking my ass.
So Glover, I grew up not far from the Danbury area in Naugatuck, Connecticut, and this guy's I'm always acting like it is, man. That shit's just, we're tough there. You know what I mean?
Where
We're
you from?
hardworking. We're tough as shit.
I live in Washington, D.C.
Glover, could you speak to him about
No.
where I come from?
Glover doesn't have to prove to me that he's tough, but
Yeah.
you are the one I have a question
You know,
about.
I come from the hard scrabble, okay? You can prove that. You've been
Yeah.
What was tougher, Connecticut or Brazil? In terms of
No, Connecticut is definitely tough.
yeah?
Nah,
Take that.
that's not
there's
big.
both different ways.
Yeah.
Brazil, for me, it's tough to get money, to get things,
Right.
right? Definitely in the United States, you don't have that. Connecticut is just tough, like the cold.
Those
the-
winters, bro.
The winter is brutal.
They're brutal.
They spring.
That's the other part I can like.
they
How did you
spring-
do those
They
winters?
spring you think like, oh, nice day, and tomorrow is raining, it's windy. But hey, man, I bought an ice bath now. I go in an ice bath every day, and
Oh, I love
it don't matter how it is outside. I just go in.
Now, didn't Danbury, the city of Danbury, didn't they make like a Glover Teixeira day?
You got a key to the
No,
city.
To the
yeah.
city?
Yeah, I have they did a good parade there, and I have the key for the city. It was amazing.
That has to feel like, wow, man, that's like a real, like the community really embraced you.
Yes. Community is like everywhere I go.
Do your neighbors know you're a maniac? Like, do your neighbors know that you
They
beat the
know.
shit out of people for a
Kids,
living?
Yeah, I have the kids that come like, Glover, look at this. I learned this move, and they like jump.
They show you all the punches or
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah. Like me
Keep-
and Brian, basically.
And,
Yeah. Glover, you were mentioning all the badasses of Brazil that you trained with. We named them. You've trained with them. I know you trained with Marco Ruas, and I don't think enough people talk about it these
legend.
days. That guy's a fucking badass. What was that like?
I think he should be a Hall of Fame.
I agree.
If
I
he's
think
not,
was
he
the
will be. Yeah.
champion. Yeah, but I think he was supposed to be already because then think about it because he's
King of the
he was
streets.
champion to UFC 7.
Yeah, he won a tournament.
Oh,
yeah.
Paul
he is-
Farlands, yeah.
He is such a great guy and man, mentality of a fighter, man. He is a fighter, man. He is like a crazy. He's crazy. Marco, who is crazy, man. He's like, he used to get like telling these stories. You gotta say every time I sit next to him, I want to hear his stories, because back then in Brazil, they used to go to gyms like Rickson Gracie or the
Just challenge
Gracies. They go to the gym and
That's
they
fucking
challenge
wild.
people. Yeah, and then in the beach, And then he say, I guess somebody was telling me, hey, these guys wanted to fight with you in Copacabana, Posto. Posto is, in Copacabana, the beach. All the
yeah.
beach in Brazil, they have the posts, the guard life post.
Yeah.
They have the numbers. 13, 12, 11. So he's like, post 11, he's going to wait for you. He's like, I'm going over there. He take his shirt off. I went over there. Was a bunch of guys there. He's like, hey, say you want to fight me? Let's do it right now. And to throw his sandals out there. It was him by himself. Was a bunch of guys,
just a
but they
badass
didn't end up
dude.
in a fight,
Okay, I want to talk about Brazilian savagery because Brazil's fighters have such a great reputation for skill, but obviously toughness. Is there within the gorillas? I mean, within the all-time great tough men MMA champions that come from Brazil, is there a hierarchy in just being a badass? Like you know, there's the Nogueira brothers, there's Vanderlei, but in
Shoot the box,
in that
Brazilian
culture,
top team.
do they consider one guy?
Who do Brazilian fighters consider to be the most badass Brazilian fighter?
No, probably like a Minotauro because of his, you know, it's difficult to say. So
The
many.
Bob
you
Sapp
know.
fight was big.
It's so many, you know, but Minotauro is the most likable one because all the people look up to him, you know, because now he's ambassador of Brazil. He worked for UFC Brazil.
He's got a steak restaurant too, right?
Yeah, he does everything, man. Guys is like incredible, and I think it's him that all the young fighters they look up more. If you ask like one legend, is they gonna say him? But there's like you say, so many, you know, Marco Rua, Vanderlei, all those guys, you know, they're incredible, man.
Yeah.
Incredible. Minotauro is not just for me. Really, it's like all the fighters that I see, they love him, you know.
You should tell him what you think about Little Nog.
Yeah.
I,
Oh yeah.
I mean, Little Nog, he was an elite fighter for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Do you think you get the love in Brazil? Do you get
How famous are you in Brazil?
You know,
right?
I mean, there's a lot of favorite champions from Brazil. Like I mentioned, I just named a few of them. I mean, there's Jose Aldo. There's so many
The
freaking
King of
legends.
Rio, yeah.
But you're one of them now. Do you get that love, do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, man. Yeah, they very I don't, you know, not that popularity like Anderson Silva, you know, all those guys have because they different level, you know. But like myself, I feel the love. You know, I'm enjoy the way it is. Like I say, man, if it's too much, I'm kind of like start not enjoy myself too much. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that like you to call the attention, go in, walk around the mall with my belt so people can take a picture. You know, I'm more the guy that is gonna hide and walk in the past. So,
do you know what you said? I forget what media day it was, and I was like, I was just trying to find something to talk to you about. And I asked you, like, at a party, everyone's got a role. Like, someone's dancing on the floor. Someone's the guy who's, like, helping everyone get their drinks. And I was there.
DJ.
Right, someone's the DJ. And I asked you, I was like, who are you at the party? Do you remember this conversation? You probably don't.
no.
And you said to me, you go, I'm the guy who's drinking whiskey telling stories.
Yeah.
That's who you said you were.
Yeah.
So tell us the story.
Oh, what's it's hard. Well, where's the whiskey?
I don't know if we have any whiskey.
know,
Next time.
But
next time.
yeah, we just talk a bunch of you know the crazy stuff, man. But you know, it's stories and drinking, and it's just a situation that you say something, and I remember something when Chuck did this. For me to come up with something funny or something, it's not my thing. But like, yeah, I'm like talk about the stories. We have so much, you know, funny, cool stuff that happens in the gym.
My producer wants me to know you're in camp, so I'm sure you're going to say no. They do have whiskey if you like some.
No, thank you.
Okay.
They're like, we'll call him out. We'll test him. No.
I'll tell you the story next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell you what, after you win and defend your belt, come back here. We'll have some whiskey. How's that
Yes,
sound?
definitely.
I'm talking about, so we got Brazilian nuts on the table, not just because a Brazilian champion is here, but people on our staff sometimes accuse some of these weirdos behind the cameras of having low testosterone, you know, like maybe they're not manly enough. They said if you eat more Brazilian nuts, your testosterone levels just rise.
I don't think Glover has that problem, bro.
I'm going to be all over that shit if it's true, Glover, okay?
Yeah, I don't know, you know, but those are good. They call a castanha do Pará. It's from the Pará, from Lioto State, Amazonas. That's a good.
I'm going to overdose on those, all right? I'm going to bring in so much. I'm going to be like 2013
Be
Vitor
careful,
after
you're not
that,
supposed to
okay?
eat too much of those, man.
Why?
Maybe because of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
You could pop dirty if you eat too many of those, all right? That's the
You
thing.
could grow a third ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Glover, do you ever look back and wonder if you had gone just the boxing path, where you would have ended up?
No, not really, man. Probably like, no, I don't know. It's just, I don't think of those things, you know. I'm like, more like, it's one of those things like, can you imagine if you leave or go back and you can just keep going back to the past and take another path, right? Take another path, you know. I think at the end of the day, don't matter. If I could go back, right? Let's make a movie, all right? I could go back in 2002 or even 99 before I come here and take a different path in my life, go which way I go. Anyway, I would be here, 42 years old, maybe not the champion, maybe something else, maybe an actor, maybe a farmer, maybe some, whatever, with the same state of mind, with the same feeling, with the same gratitude, with the world, because who you are inside, they have nothing to do with what you do outside, I think,
This guy's just sweating class.
Okay, so then,
right?
so then,
Just
okay, so then
wisdom
it's
coming
true,
out.
it's true. But it leads to the question. Obviously, you want to win your next fight. I mean, I'm not asking that,
Yeah.
but I am asking: is there any big goal that you haven't done yet in your career? Big one, like the things that really matter. Because you got the belt,
Yeah.
you've headlined on pay-per-view,
Yeah.
you've been in sold-out shows.
I like to fight. Fight in Las Vegas was the first one because I wanted to fight in Vegas so bad because I think Vegas is a Coliseum, the new Coliseum,
Yeah,
right?
Coliseum.
Of the new generation, and I fought there, and one of my, it's like me fighting over here in New York
Great.
City, Madison Square Garden.
Well, you're the
Because I haven't fought in the arena yet, and because it's so close to Connecticut. And
hey, what are you doing in November? We might be able to make this happen. Okay, just keep winning.
Who knows,
You're the best 205-pound fighter in the world to many people, but there's one guy, Cory Anderson, who's not a believer on that same level. You know what I mean? What do you like when you hear that? What do you feel?
I said it before. I think I was a reporter that told me about this. I didn't know. I didn't see. I don't really look the Instagram too much, especially.
Because you're not a trash talker, man.
No, well, Cory wasn't.
No, but Cory actually he called. He texted me before and say he wants to go train with me. And I say, yeah, man, come down. We train, get ready, help you get ready for fight. And then in the fight, I heard he's talking all this. But I see man, the position, right? He beat me, and times change, bro. You lost your fight. You got knocked out by the guy I take the title away.
Jan Blachowicz, yeah.
And he got fired from the company. Now he's in another company. He's doing better. But hey, I'm not. It's not me trying to say he's in another company, bro. He's not in UFC. If he was in UFC, number 2, number 2 in the world, or number 1, I'll fight him, right? But he's not. He's a Bellator, so he's talking about it because he wants the attention. But I don't know. You think I'm gonna give him the attention? Like
I did.
bro,
You said a great quote.
I did. I say, hey man, if that fight happens, I'll be happy to do it. I fight anyone. If that fight happen, they wanna only fight the titles, hey, let's do it.
But didn't you say?
I'm over
didn't
here.
you say something like, "I'd rather watch like a cat piss than watch him fight" or something like that? You had a funny
the bird,
line.
Is that a
the
Brazilian
bird,
thing?
The bird. I say I'd rather watch the birds sing. Take this thing out. I forgot.
Yours was much nicer than mine. Yeah,
the
the
birds
birds sing.
Yeah, then because then look in Instagram and pay attention to Cory talking shit. You know what I mean?
All right, when they make when you say when it's all said and done one day and they make a career highlight of what you've done in mixed martial arts, what's going to be the opening scene of it? What's the has that fight happened yet? Or what's the moment that's going to be that's going to lead off that video? What's the number one moment?
Well, what do you mean
A highlight, maybe the feeling of winning the championship. I mean, what part of your career do you think first and foremost that moment above all else?
Yeah, I guess have my arm race over there in Abu Dhabi, and Cormier come to answer that question, see how that feel, and it was like waiting for so long and for so many years. You just think like, what would I say? And that question you say, man, it's kind of funny because I always think that, every time somebody wins a championship,
Yeah.
I always sit back and the next day, like let's say, every time, right? I watch fights, right? I watch the fights 12 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning over here for us in Connecticut, you know. And then I go to sleep in the morning, Sunday morning, I wake up and I always think, how would that guys feel today? Like when Charles the Broncos won, when Rose you won the belt, you know. I say, how she would feel today, you know? Today must be the best day of her life. And there was, man. Like I was explaining, I saw the sun rise, you know, and I went to take a nap a little bit, but then I went to the to the pool, and I just stayed in the pool, man. It was just like drinking some margarita and just like trying to sink in, you know. And it was kind of weird because it was like I feel really good, and like, but every time then people say, "Hey, champ, you're champ of the world, man." I was like,
and they're going to call you champ for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you'll
man.
get that's like being a doctor. You're just a doctor unless you get this far or whatever. But
What's up, champ? That's your future right there, and it's well deserved and it's well earned. And it's funny, you know, he said to you, "What other goals are left? Does your vision of the rest of your career include multiple title defenses, walking away on top? Do you have any sort of concept of how it ends?"
I try to enjoy what's happening right now. And keep going, man, and keep defending, of course, to see what up. But to be honest, I don't have the goal per se. Like I just wanna enjoy this moment, you know, and keep it like I did it for the fight, you know. When I was there in Dubai, I keep saying this interview. I say, man, I already feel like a champion to be here. I'm glad to be here the second time, 42 years old. Try again, and I'm going to try, and I'm going to keep trying. But I am enjoying this moment. No matter what happened tonight, you know, man, I am a champion for a week because they treat they treat me like a champion for the first day I got in Abu Dhabi. And I told my wife, I say, hey, if I lose this fight tonight, at least I know how to be. How was the feeling to be a champion for a week? Because those guys treat me like a champion, and I was a champion for a week here. But you know,
we want to treat you like a champion and a king. Where's the crown for the king of Connecticut?
So here's the deal, Glover. We have a bit going on the show where when we first started doing it, there's you, there's Brian Campbell, and then there's this rapper named Apathy. He's from Connecticut as well. And we couldn't decide who the king of Connecticut was. This was before you were champion. But then you won. And then me and Brian decided, wait a second, Danbury is celebrating this guy. He's now got the title. Glover Teixeira, I don't know if you know this, but we have decided that you are the official king of Connecticut, and every king deserves a crown.
All right. Okay.
There he is.
What is
and I'll
that?
pronounce you king of Connecticut.
Yes.
All right,
officially.
There he is.
So now I'm the viceroy of Connecticut, apparently.
So yes,
But,
so until you either surrender the title or lose it, you're the king of Connecticut. He is the clown prince or whatever you want to call
there
him.
it is. The champ is here, and you're going to face Jiri Prochazka. Singapore?
Yeah, UFC 275.
Singapore, man. Yeah, I'm excited.
Title defense number one.
You know, ready. I'm excited for with the train. I'm excited with everything that's going on.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Hearing your backstory, man, I'll give you a lot of respect, you know?
Thank you.
No one can say anything other than everything you've got, you've earned times 10.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
congratulations on everything. Thank you for spending some time with us. And, you know,
Appreciate it, man.
when you win, come back here as the king.
Yes.
We'll do some shots of whiskey with the king.
Yeah, you guys gotta hear some funny stories.
The king is out. He has left the building.